You ready? I open the Bernard Township Committee meeting for November 11th, 2025. Please stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Adequate notice of this meeting was posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building, 1 Collar Lane, Basking Ridge, on the township website, and emailed to the Burnsville News Whippany, the Courier News Bridgewater, tapinto.net, patch.com, and filed with the township clerk on December 18, 2024. Any motion to go into closed session will include that matters discussed at such closed session will be disclosed to the public when such matters are finally determined, and there is no further reason to prohibit the public from disclosure of information relating to such matters. No new business will be introduced after 10:30 p.m. Public comment will be accepted at all meetings. Speakers will be limited to 5 minutes each. All meetings will adjourn no later than 11:30 p.m. Roll call, Christy.
Ms. Acey?
Here.
Ms. Duarte McCarthy?
Here.
Mr. McNally?
Here.
Mr. Tancredi?
Here.
Mayor Fields?
Here. So before we start our agenda meeting, I just wanted to just say two things. I want to say Happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day. Today we honor each man and woman who has ever worn our nation's uniform and bravely answered the call to serve. You didn't do it for recognition or reward. You did it out of the love of our country. We're deeply grateful and forever in your debt. May God bless you and your family for your courage, devotion, and sacrifice. And on next year's calendar, we will be closed for Veterans Day. And I want to thank my colleagues for supporting Veterans Day and showing it as a town holiday and recognition and support of our veterans. I also want to say happy birthday to the United States Marine Corps. For 250 years, the Marines have stood as an unshaken force for freedom, fierce in battle, fearless in the face of danger, and forever faithful to their mission, their country, and one another. The Marines have answered every call with honor, courage, and commitment. Today, we celebrate their proud legacy and the generations of men and women who have worn the eagle, globe, and anchor with unmatched pride. Scepter Phi. Chrissy?
No executive session this evening, Mayor.
Presentations?
None this evening.
Public work session?
None this evening, Mayor.
Correspondence?
None this evening.
Public comment. Comments are welcome during the public comment period during this meeting on any agenda item or other matters over which the Township Committee has jurisdiction. However, if any ordinance is listed for its own public hearing on the agenda, please hold your comments for that particular public hearing. The public comment portion of the agenda is not structured as a question and answer session, but offers an opportunity to share your thoughts with the Township Committee. The committee may or may not address these comments during the meeting. However, all comments are considered. To address this body, the speaker must come forward to the microphone, state his or her name and address for the record. Each speaker is limited to 5 minutes. The clerk will keep time. Please promptly yield the floor when your time is called and return to your seat. Your cooperation and adherence to these rules of order will ensure an orderly and respectful meeting. I open public comment. Sure.
Stein, Riverside Drive. Happy birthday to the Devil Dogs. First, I have to apologize for the last meeting. I made a mistake in saying about the sign missing for Ford. There are 2 poles on each side. It's just that the poles are black and they're 12 feet tall, where a normal street sign is usually 8 foot tall. So I missed it, and I apologize for making that statement. It's just like, I had a lot of things on my mind, but I think the most important thing I like to have when we get to the resolution 2025-0395, I like to have that pulled, and I like to have the explanation of exactly who asked for this resolution and why. And I know there'll be a process.
Which resolution?
That'll be the last one of the evening. Under B, 13B.
But it's not on the consent agenda. What do you mean pull it?
I'd like somebody to explain about it.
Of course
Who
I
asked
will.
for the resolution?
Oh, we're
Okay.
gonna explain it when it comes up.
I said it. I'd like somebody to say, who put this up? Was it Mr. Rock or was somebody else? Okay, this resolution didn't just come out of air for no reason. Okay, and certainly not in December. And it's gonna go to the planning board probably next week, 2 weeks. And it might come here at the end of the year, or it may be pushed to next year. And that'd be fine if it's pushed next year, because then there'll be other people voting on it. And that's all I asked for. Thank you very much.
I have a statement, thanks, Todd, on it. Anyone else?
Just make sure I'll start the timer so I keep in within 5 minutes here. So this is good evening, everyone. I'm Saravanan Tyagarajan. I'm at 6 Gordon Place, Basking Ridge. The purpose of me standing here is to, I'm sure everyone knows about the accident or the incident. I'm representing the family as family, friend, and relative. I'm sure by this time we all know, or we would have come to know by different channels. So I would like to know, as a township, what are our next steps? There are a few options that's been very actively discussed, but would like to know what are our next steps to either reduce the traffic speed or to avoid incidents like this not to happen in the near future. So the victim is still, a quick update, not too much, is still in critical ICU, and it's been close to 10 days now. The incident happened on October 31st, Halloween day, which is pretty dark, around 8 p.m. So as a township, is there anything that you have already taken steps in order to avoid such incidents happen in near future, or where do we stand at this point?
We're each going to address that during our public comment.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is public.
Hi, my name is Reena Singhvi, and I'm at 8 Independence Drive, Basking Ridge. So I'm talking about the same incident, and I was wondering, this is not the first incident that has happened on Allen Road. There's been a history of many incidents in the past, one fatal as far as I remember, and a few with very serious injuries. So has the township looked into how to make Allen Road safer? Sometimes in the past, has there been a study done or an engineering study as to what kind of changes can be brought about, maybe putting more lights, maybe slowing the speed down, maybe speed bumps? Has there ever been any study done in the past? And if it is a county issue, then has the township sent anything to the county? Has there been a local engineering survey, or like any kind of action that our township has taken toward making Allen Road safer? Because of course this is the incident that has brought us all here, but there have been many such incidents in the past.
Right.
So,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. So I'm gonna clarify something. So after public comment, we'll each have an opportunity to speak on behalf of our boards and commissions, and also make any public statements as township committee members that we want to. Anna and Deputy Mayor McNally are on the subcommittee of the police department. So they've taken the lead on this incident, and they're going to speak. And I know Deputy Mayor has a statement on it, and a lot of what you're asking and telling us he's going to address. So that's why we're not answering you right now. So I know that he has a statement that he's going to make, and it'll address a lot of the questions that you have. And Anna will add to that also. So that's why we're not answering or address. But it will be addressed when it comes their turn to speak. So just want to let you know, it's not being ignored.
Hi, my name is Katharesan Lakshmanan, 83 Landau Road, Basking Ridge. I'm here for the same thing like all the residents. So this is not the first time that's happening. It's been a consistent lot of issues in the speeding. There is a petition that started by one of the local resident, Sanjay. I think some of you might have aware of that. And there are 1,000 people who have signed for the petition. There are a lot of suggestions being discussed in the group and then presented to you via the petition. Is there anything that can be done by the township after reviewing the petition? So.
Okay. We did receive the petition. I did speak with Sanjay personally. I think another one of my colleagues has spoken with him publicly, has spoken with him. And so
Okay.
tonight's our meeting, and we'll have a statement from the liaison to the police department on what's going on and to make it better understand where we're at. But we've heard you, we've received the emails, so we're going to wait for that period to
Sure.
address it.
Okay, thank you. We'll wait for it.
Good evening. I'm Sundari Rao Arni, 5 Ross Lane, Basking Ridge. I have been living in the hills for the last 24 years, and I've seen a lot of changes that have happened on Allen Road. Thank you very much for all the changes that you'll have brought about. There have been a lot of zebra crossings put in over there for people to be able to cross. Recently, we saw there's a blinker right outside of Rite Aid complex, which is helpful. Now, I have made a count. There are about 12 walkways from the stop sign of Allen Road going all the way to Douglas Road. And some of them have turns and curves where there are no street lights. Some of them have brighter street lights than the others. So I would like to understand, is the lights being maintained by the township? Or is it the HHMA of the hills that is maintaining the lights? Are they solar powered or are they wired? Because there are some that are brighter, and I know the ones that are brighter are from the incident that happened like a few years ago where somebody got hit and passed away. So we would like to approach the township and see what we can do to brighten all the lights on Allen Road. We understand that we want this to be a really beautiful township, but not at the cost of lives being taken, right? So if we can do that, we would love to have speed bumps. There is absolutely no speed bumps on that road. And I don't know for what reason it is not being put in. But if we can put in at least 3 speed bumps and rumbles through the road, that would help. Starting with the first one by the stop sign on Allen. The second one can be towards the end of Vanderveer, where actually the accident happened, because that is a spot where cars come down the hill and do tend to speed. So it's very natural that the cars will speed because they're going downhill. So we would love for the township to work with us, help us get this to the county, or if it's a township responsibility that you guys can help us with, we would love to work with the engineering department of the township and the county together and see how we can make it safer for all of the residents, because we have so many children, so many senior citizens, so many people who go out for walks. We want them to be safe. And thank you for everything that you guys have been doing. We just want to be able to work together and make it a safer place. Thank you.
Thank you.
So okay. Hi. So I'm Anand Rai. I live in 1 Carnegie Place, Baskin Ridge. So a lot of people have already shared what I wanted to say, but a few things, right? I don't know if it is covered already. So has the engineer communication between the township engineer and the county engineer started, and did they respond? I know this is a county road, so did we get any status or response from them, or how we can help and get help to get this moving? And also, is there an ETA on the police report? And also, we heard there were a lot of accidents in the past. So is there a way we can get an official report, what happened in the past, what action was taken, and what is the history? And probably that history needs to be communicated to the county as well, because this is a county thing, right? So county has to do something. So what we can do to help you guys so we can get this moving, that's all. So anything we can do to help would be good. So those are the things. If you don't have any answers, then we can have a follow-up.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Nancy D'Andrea, 3 Vanderveer Drive. The accident that everyone is referring to happened I was probably one of the closest, because I'm 2 houses in, right off of Allen, and that part of Allen was shut down for me. So it is a county road. The county is well aware of what's going on. The Township Committee is well aware of what's going on. And I've been living in this town since 1997. I'm an original owner in the Hills, where houses were still being built when I moved in. If I'm not mistaken, because it's a county road, and county roads in New Jersey usually have a 50-mile-per-hour speed limit, and so that was deemed too fast. And this was before Mount Prospect was built. So it got lowered to 35. And so 35 seemed to work for a while, and I think it actually still does work. I think 25 miles per hour is almost impossible with the size of that hill, Schley Mountain. So we do have the lights by the schools. That is very effective. People do drive about 25 when those lights are flashing. We have the big flasher up in the top of the hill. That is effective. I do agree with the person that said that there are 12 crosswalks. Some of them do need better lighting. I'm sure you're aware of this. I'm sure the county is aware of this. I do not think, personally, speed bumps or humps would work. I think rumble strips might be better. It is a county road. It is a giant 3-mile road that cuts time. We built thousands of homes around this road. So the county and the Township Committee are definitely working together. I've been here, like I said, since '97, and I look forward to the response that we get. And I do know that really not much can be announced until there's a police report, because it's in police's hands right now. So I thank everyone who's working hard on trying to get us answers. I ask the community for patience, and I ask for prayers for the person who got hit, who is someone who lives on Vanderveer. So that's all I wanted to say, and thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Hello. Rajkumar Ganeshan, 45 Hamilton Road, Basking Ridge. I've been a resident about 10 years now, and I've heard about all the different issues that happen on Allen Road, been involved in multiple WhatsApp group, next door groups, all the way from Doug Duglin, who got hit first and his dogs died. He had multiple surgeries, to the gentleman who died at the Liberty Ridge crosswalk, turning in, the sunlight being in the way of views. Airlifted from Allen Road to the gentleman who got hit by Hamilton Road entrance, the driver making a left onto that. There was a crosswalk. And this latest one. So, and multiple scares from a lot of people in this whole space. What I ask is, there was a 2017 traffic study done, and if we can build on top of that instead of redoing the whole thing from scratch and coming back to the same old stuff. And also get the basics in place. Times have changed from when Hills was built to a lot of people moving in, a lot of walkers, a lot of evening walkers. People come back from work, want to get a fresh breath of air, get out. Whatever awareness the township can do, along with working with the counties, that would be really helpful. Yep, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Good evening, everybody. I'm Suhas Kundargi, 36 Constitution Way, and love the town. That's why we moved here. My son went through kindergarten all the way high school, so we love the place. And you can see some of us here are passionate, so I'm not going to repeat all the things they said, but to add some of the key points that I think are important and maybe give a slightly differing opinion. I have seen the Allen Road have in-road signs, you know, where we have the yield to pedestrian sign in the middle of the road. That's not been effective. It's no longer there. I've seen those flashing lights. I live at Hamilton Woods, right at the junction where those flashing lights are there. I'm sorry to say, but that's not effective at all. I walk my dog maybe 4 times a day. I try to cross Allen Road, maybe more. So I don't find people stopping despite me hitting the light every time. So and I've also heard that the crossing guard at Hamilton Woods and Walgreens, the Walgreens junction and the golf course junction, the crossing guards were taken away. So it's an important junction to allow kids from this side who walk to Mount Prospect, because otherwise walking all the way down to the school crossing, it's too long a walk. So not having anybody there is I feel dangerous for kids as well. So my request would be definitely have more deterrent beyond what is in place, because it's clearly not working. I would even consider a traffic light, maybe instead of a flashing light, a human-triggered traffic light. I don't know what the study says. Definitely more lighting on the streets, because some of the crossings are completely dark, as in it's very difficult, even with all the modern technology, auto braking, all of that. It's very difficult for somebody to brake in time. I know the pedestrians also have some responsibility here, but I'm going to focus on getting the drivers to be more responsible while we do our bit there to make sure we don't turn into the road suddenly and those things. While that's fine, but I think those are the 2 things I would reinforce: maybe more stricter enforcement or traffic lights, and maybe better lighting. I think that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening. I'm John Conlon. I reside at 3 Sherwood Drive. I'm here to comment on the proposed resolution for Lord Sterling Road, formerly the Lord Sterling School. I feel it's important to put a face to the name. Our house will be most affected as we adjoin the property. Sherwood Drive is a small street with a cul-de-sac at the end, and only a handful of neighbours. Come here on behalf of those neighbours who will remain on Sherwood Drive for years to come, with young families, children who walk, run and cycle around our neighbourhood, as some of you may too. Ideally, we would have liked to see beautiful homes built on the property, understanding that something does need to be done with the property as it's in complete disrepair. However, we have spoken to Mr. Rocker, and although I've not seen plans, I understand that they involve rezoning of the area. I've not seen preliminary plans, but adult housing may pose potential benefits for the community, but I would be remiss not to mention a few points regarding the rezoning. One key concern we have about our neighbourhood is that we do not want high-density housing. We do not want high-density housing. I'm hopeful that by raising these concerns early, we can work together to find the right balance for this property, one that meets the needs of our community while preserving the character of our street. Our main concerns are as follows: traffic on Lord Sterling Road. Increasing the number of residents will inevitably increase the traffic on Lord Sterling Road. The hill at the entrance to the former school is already a dangerous spot for walkers, cyclists, and limited sight distance for drivers. It's safety concern today, and we often see speed signs on the road trying to slow traffic down. Adding more cars, especially if the entrance connects to Sherwood Drive, would significantly change the neighbourhood. Any increase in traffic on Lord Stirling will require serious attention and likely additional speed reduction measures. Secondly, environmental impact. We are right next to the Great Swamp, and we hope that environmental impacts of increased traffic and activity are carefully considered, including effects on local wildlife and litter. 3, light and noise pollution. One of the great values of this neighbourhood is how peaceful and quiet it is. On any given weekend in our backyard, which we spend a lot of time in, we see more planes in the sky than cars on the street. We've recently planted evergreen trees with the hope that in time we'll continue to look out onto a natural, peaceful landscape, not large buildings directly behind our home. We hope that solutions such as heavy landscaping, buffering, and grading are part of the plan. We ask that if this resolution passes tonight, there be a transparent, thorough investigation of this property and public town hearing, where plans are presented and community questions addressed. It's important that the voices of those who live immediately around the site are considered, along with the needs of our wider community. Thank you again for your time and consideration.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anyone else? Going to close public session, a public comment. Staff comments, Township Committee comments, Board Liaison reports. Jen?
Thank you. So in my normal fashion, I'll talk about things that have occurred and things that are coming up. So hopefully many of you have had a chance to watch The House of Dynamite on Netflix, and you've perhaps seen The West Wing, which was shot at the USGA. So please, if you haven't, take a look. We're so excited about that. This past Saturday, there was one rabies vaccine clinic that was held. Went really well. Don't worry, there's another one in January 10th to be specific. It is right before the licensing deadline. So if you missed it, you got one more chance. Since I know that we have some leadership here in the room, I wanted to just do a shout out. I wasn't able to attend the last meeting because I wasn't feeling well, but I really wanted to thank our Brit colleagues for a wonderful Mahindi and Diwali events at Mount Prospect, and I also enjoyed spending time celebrating Diwali at the temple in Bridgewater. Want to speak a little bit about economic development. So I've continued to educate and communicate with our businesses since last year. I've confirmed that all funding is still in place for these state grants, and have been encouraging businesses to apply for the grants, and also to leverage those free resources like SCORE mentors that can help those small business owners apply for them. And I'm happy to report at this point, I'll count 9 that have received. So those are 8 Bernards Township businesses that have received grants, and 1 resident who has a business outside of Bernards Township. So we'll continue to drive for more, and I'll continue to engage residents as I keep updated on the status of the funding. Additionally, the county held 2 awesome meetings that regarded opportunities for our economic areas, data tools, awesome interaction and idea sharing with other municipalities. So more to come on that, but it's great to access some of these great resources and to bring within our community and benefit our businesses. In honor of Veterans Day, I would be remiss if I didn't speak to the awesome Field of Honor ceremony that was held on November the 2nd. It was extremely well done, Jennifer Gander and the team. The beautiful display, the flags, of course. Besides the Girl Scouts who led the pledge and served delicious snacks, one of my favorite memories was interacting with Bruno Morrow and Bob Walsh, VFW Post 7858. Mr. Walsh was a World War II veteran, aged 99 years young. The man was amazing, inspiring, and just a pleasure. And then also, I was so happy to see that last week, and I assume colleagues will speak about this, I just was so grateful for all the powers to come to be that now veterans have transportation from the Lyons train station to the VA Medical Center. This is something that I know I had many conversations last year, and I understand that people before me did as well. So it's a long time in coming, but so grateful for that for our veterans. Coming up, we have tomorrow, the Board of Health has a type 2 diabetes presentation, detection, and management. It's going to be at the Bernardsville Library at 5:30. This program was extremely well received the first time it was held, so I highly recommend. It's done by an excellent physician, so please take a gander. And save a date, December the 3rd, so this is a teaser, at 5:30 at the Bernards Township Library. It's called Be Ready, Bernards, Safety Starts at Home. Thank you.
Andrew, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. Let me move through a couple of items before I get to the Allen Road discussion. But first, I'd like to wish everyone, especially our veterans, a very happy Veterans Day. And in keeping with that, the Field of Honor ceremony was indeed held on November 2nd. I had the honor of helping to move things along during that event, and it was wonderful to see so many people come out, especially our veterans, for that. The flags will be on display throughout the remainder of the month. I'd like to welcome back Christy Kiefer, who returns to us after the birth of her son. Congratulations again, and extra special thank you to Kendra Kelly, who's been serving as our acting clerk while Christy was out on maternity leave. But congratulations to you and your family, and thank you, Kendra. So with that in mind, I'd like to address with a heavy heart the tragic incident that occurred on Allen Road on Halloween night. We continue to pray for the injured person's quick recovery. I intend to keep my remarks brief, but we've heard from many of you tonight and prior to tonight. We've reviewed the petition that many have signed and other feedback we've received. And those ideas have been shared with our engineering department, our police department, and other appropriate township staff. And further, we're shared these things with the appropriate county officials. Among other things, we're interested in steps that can be taken from an engineering standpoint. As many know, Allen Road is a county road. Therefore, we're not at liberty to impose engineering solutions without county involvement. As mentioned, we as a township have been in touch with our county partners, and we're advocating for appropriate solutions. We will continue to work with the county and other stakeholders in this process. On the police side of things, Committeewoman Duarte McCarthy and I are in constant contact with our police leadership about police resources generally, and we've been in discussions with the department about Allen Road and this incident specifically. I can say that Allen Road is among our most policed roads in town. However, that doesn't mean that we intend to rest on our laurels, not by a long shot. The department's investigation into this incident is ongoing and is being done in cooperation with the Somerset County Prosecutor's Office. The investigation is not yet complete, but I expect it to be complete soon. That being said, I'm not going to get into what it may say or not say. Certainly, what the investigation says will be a part of how we move forward, and it's something certainly the county is interested in as well. When a tragedy occurs, it is natural to want to take steps to prevent a similar incident from occurring again. I believe everyone on this township committee certainly shares that desire, and public safety is our highest priority. When it comes to things like this, it is important for us to move ahead in a clear-eyed way to ensure that any steps we take will bring about positive results. Decisions made quickly, particularly those that are beyond our jurisdiction, are unlikely to bring about meaningful changes that I believe many people would like to see. I don't think anyone here is interested in symbolic gestures, and neither are we. Real solutions require diligence, input from experts, and collaborative work between folks inside and outside the township. Each one of us up on this dais lives here, drives here, walks here, and some of us, like myself, have small children here. We're interested in public safety not only as township committee members, but as residents ourselves. I anticipate addressing this issue again in the near future, In the meantime, we will continue to work collaboratively and diligently with our county partners, our police department, and others. And of course, please keep our resident and her family in your prayers. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. David?
Thank you, Mayor. As my colleague said, today is Veterans Day, a day that honors the men and women who have served in the armed forces. It's a moment to recognize their sacrifice and reaffirm our gratitude. Thank you to all who have worn the uniform. I also want to acknowledge the Bernards Township Field of Honor ceremony held on November 2nd, a meaningful tribute to our veterans and their families, which raised funds for Community Hope for Veterans program at the Lyons VA Medical Center, supporting homeless and disabled veterans. It was an honor to participate in the ceremony with our local veterans. My family and I offer prayers for the victim of the accident on Allen Road. We extend our concern to the family and all affected. We also thank members of the public for their comments and concern for this tragic situation. Bernards Township will offer full support to the local and county agencies investigating the cause of this accident and identify measures to help prevent similar accidents in the future. Last Tuesday was the general election. I want to thank all the poll workers, volunteers, and candidates who participated. I also appreciate the community's engagement throughout the process. I will reserve any further comments until the election is officially certified. I want to congratulate and welcome all the new employees being approved this evening. Your skills will strengthen our departments and support the high level of service our residents expect. We look forward to working with each of you as you begin your service to Bernards Township. As for reports, Parks and Rec, Youth Recreation Winter Basketball League registration deadline is November 15th. And the next pool commission meeting will be Monday, November 24th at 7 p.m. We'll be discussing rates for next year. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Anna?
Thank you, Mayor. First, I'll start off also just commenting on the concerns that were raised during public comment on Allen Road. I, too, share your sadness with the tragic accident that occurred and pray for the residents' recovery. I appreciate your taking time to come in and offer us your thoughts, your concerns, ideas, and recommendations. As Deputy Mayor McNally and I serve on the police subcommittee, his statement provided an overview of the actions that are being considered and taken, and we will keep your ideas and recommendations in mind as we go forward. We want Bernards Township to be a livable community, one that is safe and secure, offering choices on where to live and how to get around. And that in mind, again, thank you for taking the time to come in and to share your concerns. I, too, would like to offer my congratulations to Christy on returning to us. In the meantime, Kendra did a terrific job, so we appreciate all that she did to support the work here. I also want to thank and appreciate Margaret Keegan on her promotion to Administrative Assistant, alternate to Deputy Registrar Health Department, and to Peter Kupsek, our new hire. So we welcome him in the near future. As has been reported on the past, just a few other items around the police department. The Bernards Township Police Department has introduced a new online incident reporting portal to make it easier for residents to file certain types of police reports without needing an officer to respond in person. You can report such incidents such as anonymous tips, damage to property, lost property, and the system will help to streamline report taking and allow officers to focus on other priorities. In addition, at our June 24th Township Committee meeting, there was public comment on safety concerns over the Bernards Township Police Station lobby not being open and staffed 24 hours, 7 days a week in the event of emergencies. And it was discussed that the lobby not being open was a challenge should someone come. I'm pleased to share that the police department has purchased and will be installing an exterior call box outside of the main lobby door at headquarters. While the door will remain locked during non-business hours, there will now be a way for the public to reach dispatch. So that's an outcome that came from public comment. So we appreciated the input, and it looks like a nice opportunity for us to make progress there. A couple of announcements. The Environmental Commission and Agricultural Advisory Committee continue to enable residents to bring jack-o'-lanterns or pumpkins to be composted at English Farm and that's up until Saturday, November 22nd. They ask that you don't bring decorated pumpkins, i.e. with paint, metal, glitter, because these are actually composted and summer use as feed. As my colleagues have shared, it's Veterans Day, and I also want to express my thanks and appreciation to all those who have served, including members of our township staff, the police department, fire and rescue squads, who served bravely and honorably, and to families of our military veterans who fostered the value and love of country and service, including our mayor. And then I just wanted to Mayor Fields and I had the opportunity, we're invited to the kickoff of the new shuttle service for veterans. And this is going to run 8 times a day from Lyons train station to the VA hospital. Veterans traveling to the medical center from the train station will be able to catch a fare-free ride thanks to a cooperative partnership between Somerset County, the Lyons VA Medical Center, New Jersey Transit, and the New Jersey Department of Military and Veteran Affairs. And as someone who was a longtime commuter, it's great to see this progress so that our veterans and their employees can get there safely for the medical service that they so deserve. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. So both liaisons to the police department addressed the Allen Road, but I also just want to say our community was very shaken by the incident on Allen Road, and we pray for the families, and we heard from you either by email or by phone calls, your concerns. We hear you, and like I said, we received the petition, and we're working with the county, and first the police department is doing their investigations, and we're working with the county to find some solutions and work with them. But I just want everyone to know, which is really important, is like we said before, it's a county road, so the county has jurisdiction on the road on what gets done and doesn't get done. So as a township committee, we're your liaison to other departments that we don't have jurisdiction. So we're working with the county, but at the end, it's their decision on all the ideas that you suggested to us on whether or not they want to do it. So we are strongly advocating for you, and we're in discussions with the county. But I would advise you to go to a county committee meeting and speak with commissioners during public comment and address your concerns and ideas, because at the end of it, they make the final decision what really happens. But just know that we are your advocates, and we are speaking with them, and we are doing something about it. But they have a final say on what happens on the road. So I just think that it's really important. Appreciate you coming out. We heard you. We will let the county know what your concerns are and some of your solutions, but the best solution is for you to go to a county commissioners meeting and state your case and state your solutions and how important it is. Because just like when you come here and we hear from you, changes are made, it's the same thing for them. Changes are made from them when the public comes out and they speak and they're heard. So I just want to say that. About the Allen Road, and our prayers are with her, and we'll continue to pray. And thank you, everyone, for reaching out, because it's so important that you let us know your concerns, and we can help you, and that's why we're here. So it's very important. And I, too, would like to welcome back Christy. Welcome back. We missed you. And Kendra, thank you for everything. You've been my right hand and have done so much for all of us, but especially me. And it's been flawless. Thank you so much. You're a treasure. Thank you. As Anna mentioned, we both did attend. I won't repeat everything, but we did. It's so heartwarming to attend the Veterans Transportation ribbon cutting, where you get to see everybody come together. The federal government, the county government, local government come together and have something come to fruition. And it was surprising for Anna and I both to find out it was years to get this done. It was like 7 years. This was started 7 years ago, and it took 7 years to get this done. And it's just amazing, and the veterans will benefit, and it means so much to think about. People can take the train, get transportation from the train station, and get the care that they need at the VA hospital. So it's beautiful, and hopefully, like they said, they'll continue with the funding, and I'm just so happy he finally got it done 7 years. And that, when I speak to residents, the first thing I always say, whether I call you or when I call you on the phone, I say it's government. It takes a long time, but this is absurd, 7 years, but here too. So sometimes when you want us to address an issue or get it done and you want it done really fast, we would love to get it done really fast for you, but there's a lot of red tape a lot of the times, and so we finally get there, but just understand it takes a while. So, but it was just so nice to see everyone to come together, and the congressman was there and the commissioners, and it was a great celebration, and it just meant so much to all of us to be there. For the two of us to be there. I also would like to welcome Stephanie and Lori to the clerk's office. So we have 2 new hires on the agenda for tonight, and well needed because we have two people leaving the clerk's office, and so we want to welcome them. And also, I know it was mentioned at the last meeting, but I just want to bring it up. So the economic and development for the town, the liaisons are officially David and Anna, and they met with the county. They met with Jessica Polino to discuss how the county can help with us and work with us on economic and development. So Anna and David are right on top of that, and they're taking care of that. So I just want to make sure you know that they're the ones that are in charge of the economic and development process. Also wanted to mention the library. It's always very busy, especially this time of the year. So get your library cards, go online, find out the activities that they have going on. There's always something. Deer Commission, doe season starts at the end of the month. Farmstead, there's always something fun and exciting. They're always looking for people to volunteer and help out, so go and visit their website. And the Field of Honor, I was unable to make it this year, but I just want to say thank you to the Parks and Rec Department, because most of you don't know the history of how the Field of Honor started. It started through a task force, the Beautification Task Force, which I served on many, many years ago. And we came up with this idea, the Field of Honor. There was another state who was doing it. So I was part of the grassroots effort to get it off the ground, and we all, the Beautification Task Force, worked together to make it happen. And then what happened was the Beautification Task Force folded. And so we were no longer going to do the Field of Honor because the Beautification Task Force was doing the Field of Honor. And so graciously, the Parks and Recreation said that they would take it over. And thank God they did, because it's continued for many, many years after the Beautification Task Force ended. So I want to thank Jen Gander and her staff for continuing a beautiful project, heartfelt for everyone, and we appreciate everyone who participates and those who buy flags. So I just want to say I'm happy that it continues, and that's really important. We have a lot of programs that we do, and not all of them continue, and those that stay with us hopefully stay with us forever. So I think that's all for my reports. Fire and rescue appointments, Resolution 20250388. Christie?
Appointment to membership in Township of Bernard's Volunteer First Aid Squad of the Basking Ridge Fire Company, Number 1, Daniel Spini, full member.
Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, Christie?
Ms. Acey?
Yes.
Ms. Duarte McCarthy?
Yes.
Mr. McNally?
Yes.
Mr. Tancredi?
Yes.
Mayor Fields?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2025-0392. Christie?
Appointment to membership in Township of Bernard's Volunteer Basking Ridge Fire Company, Number 1, and First Aid Squad, David Shepard, full member.
Can I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Discussion? Roll call, Christie?
Ms. Acey?
Yes.
Ms. Duarte McCarthy?
Yes.
Mr. McNally?
Yes.
Mr. Tancredi?
Yes.
Mayor Fields?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Unfinished business, ordinance 2588. Christie?
Accepting a wetlands conservation easement on property located at 16 St. Nicholas Way, Block 8802, Lot 29, from Ryan Potosky and Erica V. Durginas to the Township of Bernards, and this is a public hearing.
I open public hearing and welcome comments. Seeing none, I close public comment. Can I have a motion?
Mayor, I move that ordinance number 2588 be adopted and advertised as required by law.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Roll call, Christie?
Ms. Acey?
Yes.
Ms. Duarte McCarthy?
Yes.
Mr. McNally?
Yes.
Mr. Tancredi?
Yes.
Mayor Fields?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Ordinance 2589. Christie?
Accepting an amended wetlands buffer conservation easement on property located at 3 Emerald Valley Lane, Block 11401, Lot 21, formerly known as Block 187, Lot 33.17, from Stephen, Anise, and Amy Plants, the Township of Bernards, and this is a public hearing.
I open the public hearing and welcome comments. Seeing none, I close the public hearing. Can I have a motion?
Mayor, I move that ordinance 2589 be adopted and advertised as required by law.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, Christie?
Ms. Acey?
Yes.
Ms. Duarte McCarthy?
Yes.
Mr. McNally?
Yes.
Mr. Tancredi?
Yes.
Mayor Fields?
Yes.
Motion carried.
New business consent agenda. The items listed within the consent agenda portion of the meeting have been referred to the Township Committee for reading and study and are posted on the agenda on the website and considered routine and will be enacted by one motion of the Township Committee with no separate discussion. If separate discussion is required, the items may be removed from the agenda by the Township Committee action and placed on the regular agenda under new business. Would anyone like anything removed? Can I have a motion?
I'll move the consent agenda.
Second?
Discussion? Roll call, Christie?
Ms. Acey?
Yes.
Ms. Duarte McCarthy?
Yes.
Mr. McNally?
Yes.
Mr. Tancredi?
Yes.
Mayor Fields?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. Resolution 20250395. Before I introduce, which I kind of did, introduce the next resolution, I'd just like to make a comment. Before we take up this resolution, I would like to clarify what it is and what it is not happening tonight. The Township Committee is not voting on any project this evening in reference to this resolution. In fact, the committee may never vote on a project for this property, referring to this resolution. What the committee is voting on tonight is simply to ask the planning board to study and analyze the property located at 99 Lord Sterling Road, which is approximately 12 acres in size. That's all the resolution does. It authorizes the planning board to take a closer look at the site and determine whether its current conditions meets the criteria for further action. Each member of this committee has toured the site, spoken with the property owner, and seen firsthand the poor conditions of the property. There have been a lot of rumors and misinformation circulating about this vote, what this vote means. So I want to be very clear. This resolution is not an endorsement of any project. It is simply the first steps in gathering facts and allowing our planning board to make an informed recommendation about the property's conditions and potential future use. Make no mistake, the property owner has shared some ideas for what he would like to do on the site, but the Township Committee has not committed to anything. What we have acknowledged is that the current conditions of the property is unacceptable and warrants further analysis. Whatever happens next will be up to the future Township Committee, and they will be guided by the findings and recommendations of the Planning Board and our professional experts. While not directly related to tonight's resolution, it's worth noting that the current property owner is a longtime Bernards resident and not an outside developer, and has expressed a desire to improve the property and to include special needs housing as part of his future plans. After years of neglect and multiple owners since the Lord Sterling School closed, this step tonight is about beginning to turn the property around, or at least learn more about it. The goal here is to make sure that any process moving forward is fully transparent, public, and guided by facts. I believe I speak for all members of the community when I say that no one wants overdevelopment in Bernards Township, but studying an already developed, neglected property is a responsible way, is something we should all at least explore, and ensuring that any future plan considered special needs housing and the needs of our residents is something that aligns with our community values. Resolution 20250395, fine, Christie?
Authorizing the Township of Bernards Planning Board to undertake a preliminary investigation for the redevelopment of 99 Lord Sterling Road, Block 3101, Lot 2, and 25 Sherwood Drive, Block 3101, Lot 3, as shown on the Township of Bernards tax map as a non-condemnation redevelopment area.
Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second?
Discussion? Would anyone like to say anything? Go ahead, before we take
Sure.
that vote.
Yes, I would. Earlier this year, we wrestled with how to meet necessary mandated housing. and pass 2 ordinances as our plan to meet 4th round affordable housing obligations. Differently, there are development opportunities that are not mandated and could be favorable to the community, including, among others, 55+ age housing or housing with adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities, which has been expressed at our meetings throughout the year. I would recommend that we step back and take a broader view of the set of lots in the township that might be considered for development and think strategically about what future development could be in alignment with our master plan. This approach would give us more data, whether classifying any of these lots, including, among others, those in this resolution, which are currently zoned as R2 or 2-acre housing, as areas in need of redevelopment, and that would be a positive outcome for our community. I confirm that Bernards Township has never undertaken a redevelopment project which would have followed the process set forth in the New Jersey Local Redevelopment and Housing Law. So why these lots at this time? Unlike meeting our affordable housing obligations, we are not time-bound. For this reason, I'm going to vote no on the resolution.
Anyone else?
Yes, please. Unfortunately, there hasn't been any communication with me regarding this matter, and the timing coincided with being away with my children during the New Jersey Teachers Convention. As a result, I've not been briefed on why this topic is on the November 11th Township Committee agenda or the direction that the Township Committee may be considering. With that said, though, I'd like to provide some factual information to help residents understand background context. Number 1, the property was purchased by Mr. Rocker on February 6, 2024. A few months later in 2024, he proposed an affordable housing project that included both family, market rate, and affordable units. His proposal was not selected as one of the 2 projects the Township Committee chose for its 4th round affordable housing obligations, which were finalized in June of 2025. At the July 29, 2025 Township Committee meeting, Attorney Michael Silbert spoke during public comment on behalf of Mr. Rocker, requesting that the property be designated as an area in need of redevelopment. This request came about 17 months after he purchased the property. The current affordable housing status, as a reminder, this Township Committee voted 4-1 to meet its 198-unit round 4 affordable housing obligation using Westgate and Ridge Oak projects. These 2 developments not only met but exceeded the town's obligation. When the 4th round housing element and fair share plan became available, it showed a surplus of 12 units, which, if state law remains unchanged, it can be carried forward to the 5th round, which doesn't begin until 2035. Given this background, I think it's important for residents to understand why this property is now being considered for any action. Was it previously evaluated as a part of our round 4 discussions? Why is it being revisited now? As I've consistently shared publicly and privately, the Township Committee should carefully and comprehensively review all developable land in Bernards Township to address all residential needs, including housing for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities, as well as commercial needs. Once we have, this should include a public process, including a holistic strategic land use assessment, exploring Highlands conformance, and holding public hearings, as a more efficient process could occur instead of committing taxpayer-funded professional resources to one parcel in a one-off manner. Once we have completed the broader assessment and gathered public input, we can then consider specific proposals that address our community's needs. I've shared with Mr. Rocker that his concept could have merit, particularly in the areas of age-restricted housing and housing for adults with IDD. But it's important that we first take the necessary planning and engagement steps. And regarding the specific parcel, I'm not even certain that a formal area in need of redevelopment designation is the most appropriate tool. That decision should follow professional consultation and a clear understanding of all available options. I'd also need to further understand what is the process following that designation and any implications for it. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'll be blunt in the sense that this is a resolution I have some mixed feelings about. The resolution on offer tonight sends the matter over to the planning board for study to investigate whether the site is in an area in need of redevelopment under state law. The resolution we're talking about is a very preliminary step. I intend to cast a yes vote tonight, but with some significant reservations. My understanding is that the owner here envisions a 55-plus community, which would have limited impact on schools. Potential development would remove the aging structures from the property associated with the former Lord Sterling School. That would be a benefit. But most importantly, the owner contemplates a special needs housing component that's part of any would-be development, which is something I know is very important to many of our residents. This final element, the special needs housing, is what tips the scales for me in favor of sending the matter over to the planning board for study. As the mayor referenced, it's premature at this stage to say whether or not the Township Committee will move forward with anything regarding this proposal after the planning board completes their preliminary investigation. I'm not personally sure how I will approach this proposal after the planning board completes its work, let alone any other members of the Township Committee. I do not expect the Township Committee to take any further action on this in 2025. If the Township Committee ever takes this up again, it would be in the new year, and there will be a lot more process around this if it does advance at that time. So, Mayor, it is with significant reservations that I will vote to refer this matter over to the Planning Board. At this stage only, I think there's enough to justify the Planning Board considering it and getting back to us in due time. Thank you.
David?
Thank you, Mayor. I am in favor of sending this application to the planning board for preliminary investigation for the possibility of redevelopment. The site is in disrepair and in need of repurposing. The proposal has interesting aspects, such as it will provide housing for adults with disabilities and would be age restricted. So I am looking forward to a full, transparent public presentation at both the planning board and the Township Committee. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to clarify a couple of things. Like I said, this is preliminary. Deputy Mayor mentioned a couple of things the developer put in the concept plan, which was 55 and older and special needs housing. We're not voting on a concept plan. We're not voting on anything. Everything is changeable. All we're saying in this resolution is that we think it should be studied and sent over to the planning board, and then they will review it and send it back. And that won't be till 2026 when it comes back to us, even if it comes back sooner. It'll be visited in 2026. So I just want everybody to understand, all we're saying is, yes, we want this to be analyzed for redevelopment from the planning board. And I also would like to say each of my colleagues toured the site, received the concept plan, and got a phone call from me that this was coming on the agenda before it actually went live. So we see the agenda, and then you see the agenda. So before they saw the agenda, I called each and every single one of them to let them know it was coming. Yes, I did.
No, you
I
didn't.
left you a message.
Show me.
I'll show you my call log.
I never got it. I was in Costa Rica.
Do you want me to show you? I will show you my call log.
Janice, just keep going. You did not contact me. Move it forward.
I'm going to move it forward, but I'm telling you, after this meeting, I'm pulling up my call log, because I did call her, because each of my colleagues know that I said I was going to call her, and I did call her, because this is the reason why, so she can't sit up here and say she didn't know about this. That's why I called her, and each of my colleagues know that I told them that I was going to call her, so that she couldn't do this. And yes, I know you were in Costa Rica, because Anna told me, but I said, I'm still going to call you, I'm going to leave you a message, so that you can't sit up here and say I didn't call you. So I'm saying I called you, and there's no reason for me to lie about that. And besides, you can make a decision. You got all the information that we all got. So we're going to move on. Can I have, we had a motion and a second. Roll call, Christy?
Ms. Hasey?
No.
Ms. Duarte McCarthy?
No.
Mr. McNally?
Yes.
Mr. Tancredi?
Yes.
Mayor Fields?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Approval of minutes for 10/28/2025 open session minutes. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, Christie?
Ms. Acey?
Yes.
Ms. Dorante McCarthy?
Yes.
Mr. McNally?
Yes.
Mr. Tancredi?
Yes.
Mayor Fields?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Executive session?
None this evening, Mayor.
May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?